Welcome back to PERK'S reCAP podcast. This is part two of our trade deadline pod. Our reaction to all the trades that happened yesterday in Major League Baseball. Al, you ready to dive into the American League?
Yes, sir. We covered lots of interesting NL stuff, and it's just as interesting in the AL. Let's do it.
Yes. First team that we have here is the Athletics. They got a B plus. Although it says in the article that I'm reading that the potential is an A plus.
I completely disagree with that B plus. I give them an A or an A plus right now. We read that haul in the last pod that the A's got for the Mason Miller trade, and it was massive. They got their number one, the Padres' number one prospect, who's the number three prospect in all of baseball. They got the Padres number three, number like eight, number I forget exactly. I said it in the other pod and I clicked it off for some reason. But I mean, you get the number three prospect in baseball, you did
Yeah.
something big. You know
Is
what I
that
mean?
is that the Leo D. Vries?
Yes, he's an 18-year-old shortstop who is just thought of incredibly highly. Now you never know with this kind of thing, man. Prospects
It
are
says,
prospects.
yeah, potential superstar shortstop.
Yeah. I mean, this could be freaking huge. And as great as Mason Miller is, and I love him, I mean, I think he's awesome. What was he going to do for you as your closer for the next 2 or 3 years? Nothing.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a great player and he's going to contribute to a terrible team is what was going to happen. Leo DeVries has a chance to be a star in 3 years or so, as maybe you're finally building something when you get your butt out of a minor league stadium.
I agree. I agree, and that's not happening for another couple of years.
Absolutely, man. So I'll give them an A because and I want it. I would consider an A plus,
Okay, I'll give him an A as well.
an A for the
Um,
A's.
yes. Now this Orioles one, I don't remember them doing anything. What did they do?
Cedric Mullins.
Right. And that haul wasn't crazy.
No, that's a team that waited 3 years too long to make that move. But they
Yeah.
were contending, so I understand.
CBS gave him an F, but not for the reasons you think, just because of basically the way they handle their business.
Oh, that's funny.
This isn't a grade in the here and now, but rather one earned over the long haul. The Orioles put their fans through a radical rebuild from 2018 to 21 and then were sellers in 2022. Went to the playoffs 2 years, won zero playoff games, and now they're sellers again.
Man, isn't that a trip? And all you need to know about the Orioles season is that their Mike Elias, is that their GM or their owner? I stink with names. Is he?
I'm not sure.
He's their GM. Had to apologize to Orioles fans after the trade deadline. I don't know.
Yeah, well, the thing is too, you talk about some disappointing teams. They're probably right there with with the most disappointing teams, other than the Braves.
Yeah, because
Braves and Orioles are both really disappointing. The Orioles, they had that base of that young nucleus that I thought they were going to be contenders for years,
yeah, me too.
and
And
it just has gone completely south.
I anointed the Braves the most disappointing team in baseball earlier, and I forgot about the Orioles. They are 1-1A.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that it's just brutal for them. And they also traded Ryan O'Hearn.
Yep. Oh yes, they did.
So, that's another, but again, nothing. And that guy's, I mean, a pretty good player and having the best season of his career and not a real notable
Nope.
return. So,
That's just complete selling off pieces.
yeah, just money moves.
Yep. All right, move off of them and go to the Boston Red Sox, who got Dustin May and Steven Matz, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And they needed a lot more than that.
Yeah, man. A very disappointing trade deadline for them, especially a team that has money. I like the May move. I mean, it's okay. It's solid. Max, he's a lefty reliever, fine. But yeah, very underwhelming for a team in contention.
I mean, Dustin May's got a negative WAR though.
Yeah, he's been a lot better than that in his career, so I'll give him a little credit there. But nothing. He's not a big needle mover for sure. I think he was a good guy to take a shot on, and they didn't give up much. So I think
Right.
it's a reasonable move, but nothing great.
Not. Yeah. Nothing. No big splash. That's for sure.
Yeah, C minus is about right for me.
Yeah. Sound. They said they were trying to make a bigger splash, but they couldn't get it done. All right. The White Sox. What are they doing with Luis Robert?
I don't get it. I don't get it. This is exactly who I had in mind when I was talking about not trading your guys at the right time. They have wasted his youth and his the one great year he had. If they had traded him a season and a half ago, they could have got a haul. Now you're trading a guy who's batted 200 for years.
Yeah. Yeah. He's done. The Yankees got Austin Slater from them, just a depth piece, really. Not a big move there.
Yep,
Adrian Hauser. Um, I don't know. Not much. Not much there for me for Adrian Hauser, and he's not worth much anyway. The big problem with me for me is the fact that Luis Robert's still on the team.
I agree, man. I mean, we've been saying this for 3 years, at least two and a half. You know, um, I don't get it. I mean, the fact that they didn't trade him when they were having the worst season of all time last year, when they still could have gotten a decent return, I think.
Yep.
You know, I mean, he's now 27 years old and wasting away, and he's not good anymore. Like he's just, they're like I don't know. I don't get it. Like that's a guy I thought might end up with the Phils. I wasn't sure what to make of that because you hope if you were a team trading for Robert, you were hoping that getting out
Yeah.
of one of the worst franchises in baseball was going to shake him up and
Yeah.
bring
The
him back.
Mets were looking at him too.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk between the two of them, and they both went different directions. And I don't know, man. I don't know what to make of. I don't know if he's got a comeback in him or not. I really don't know what to make of it. But the White Sox aren't going to get anything out of him by just starting him and watching him battle the Mendoza line. You know what I mean?
Yep. They gave him a C. I would go lower than that. I'd say like a D plus.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I don't like anything about what they do over there.
All right. The Guardians get
Ugh.
an F from CBS. Um,
Man, they did not like what they did at all, and I can't say I blame them.
yeah, they traded Shane Bieber, who's hurt.
That was fascinating that Bieber got moved. That was really interesting.
And who's the other person they traded? So they traded two players who were injured, and otherwise they didn't do anything. And they're only 2.5 games out of a playoff spot.
Yeah, man.
So why
And
would you not make better moves than that?
well, and the thing was, they got their whole guts ripped out the day before the deadline, or a couple days before the deadline, when their maybe 3 or 4 starter and their one of the best closers in baseball got suspended.
Right, that's true too.
So all of a sudden they went from a team still in contention to the Tigers had been like they've been one of the worst teams in after an incredibly hot start. They were one of the worst teams in baseball for about a month and a half, and still had an 8 game lead. But all of a sudden it looked like they might be faltering, and the national or the Guardians are in contention, and then those two guys get suspended. And all of a sudden, people are talking Stephen Kwan might be on the trade block. He ended up not getting moved, but they became sellers anyway. So I don't know, man. It was Paul Sewald, by the way, who was the other guy.
Oh yes, the reliever. Yes, Paul Sewald. Yep, I like him actually, but
I do too. I do
he's
too.
hurt.
And so if you're trading those guys, I don't know why you're keeping Stephen Kwan, but I don't know, man. I don't know. That was a tough spot for them because of the
Yeah, I'm
suspensions.
gonna give him a little bit of a grace because of what happened. So
Yeah,
instead of an F, I'll give him a D, but it
right.
still is not good.
I'm with you on that, and yeah, I agree. Not good, but I'll give him some slack too.
All right. Well, you just mentioned the Tigers. They are next up, and they just added some depth. Chris Paddock and Charlie Morton. and Kyle Finnegan and Rafael Montero. I mean, that's four pretty good guys. Morton is 1,000 years old.
Yes.
Uh, and Chris Paddock is very up and down, but when he's up, he's not bad. He's a solid depth piece, which is what they described him as. And
Yeah,
Kyle Finnegan's been a closer last couple of years. He's a good reliever. I have no problem with him at all. And Montero, I'm not. I don't. He's doesn't really move the needle much for me at all either. But overall, like you said, or like it says here, depth additions, and you need to do that sometimes. You need to make sure you have some solid backups in certain places. You have reinforcements, and it's not just random kids that aren't ready.
I agree. I agree. No, this is nothing that's going to blow your socks off. Nobody's jumping up and down and doing a dance, but they did exactly what you said. They added some depth, and that could pay off big time. And Charlie, we'll see what Charlie Morton has left in the tank. He's been a little better lately. It was awful to start the season. He's been a little better, which is why they did this move. Paddock is exactly what you said. Super volatile, but when he's on, he's on. Finnegan is the best piece of the whole thing to me.
Yep,
And yeah, it's okay, and it's depth. So I give him. I'm okay with that B. I might even make it a B minus, but I'm okay in that range.
absolutely. Um, B, yeah, a B is fine. Um, yeah, what I was saying before, there's some value to veteran depth, in
No
my
doubt.
opinion.
I agree. I completely agree. That's why I don't mind a move for a guy like Charlie Morton. If he works out, great. If he doesn't, I've never heard anything about him being bad in a clubhouse, which means he's probably good. So and he's been a great pitcher for a long time in his career. So I was always a big Charlie Morton fan. So you know, you can't hurt your team by having a guy like that in your clubhouse and maybe giving you a few good starts down the stretch, hopefully.
Yep. On to the Houston Astros.
Our favorite team.
Yeah. They got back Carlos Correa.
Who
That's
cares?
fine with me. I think he's cooked. He is not what he used to be. So they can take him back and hope that he gets it back the way he used to, but he's not going to.
No chance. No, he's a very solidly mediocre player at this point in his career. He's got an OPS of 704, which puts him right in the lower middle pack of the league. The only positive I will say, the big positive I will say about that trade is they got Minnesota to pay like a third of his contract.
Right, right. Yep.
So good
Yep.
on them for that. But as far as the player, solidly mediocre player.
Yep, I totally agree. They also got Jesus Sanchez and Ramon Urias, who do nothing for me. They didn't get a starter, but they do have a ton of guys coming back. According to this article, there's four starters, all injured, coming back in August.
Man, yeah, that's going to be huge. That's going to be huge.
That's really you know that's how what they can hang their hat on, really. The fact that they gave him an A minus is laughable in my opinion. This is like a C, maybe a C plus.
I'm with you, man. I mean, I don't know if they're giving them bonus points for the guys that are coming back. They're also getting Jordan Alvarez back, which is massive. Um,
Yeah,
so I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know why they like that at all. Honestly, I mean, yeah,
I like the
I
fact that
like
these guys are
Sanchez a little
coming
more than
back.
you. Sanchez is a decent ad, but
Okay,
but Urias is almost nothing, and Correa is, mediocre. And then he's not even playing his position. They're moving him to third base.
yep, yeah.
So
So
yeah,
when
I
they
would
get
give them
Alvarez
maybe a
back
C
and
plus at
yeah,
best.
when they get Alvarez back in the starters, yeah, that's going to be a better team. But for the actual trade deadline itself,
I
not even
agree.
close to an A. Are you
No,
kidding?
no way. I can't make a case for that even close. They're a C plus for me,
Yep, me too.
and good because I don't like them.
Yeah, me too. Make it happen. All right, Kansas City Royals. Uh, only 3 games out of the playoff spot, but they're not. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, this
Y-
is interesting. They made some moves, but nothing like they traded for Mike Yastrzemski,
Yep,
who was in his prime like 8 years ago.
Yep, just filling holes.
Yeah, they're one of those teams that doesn't spend, that is always trying to, like, there's a Yahoo Sports article that puts it perfectly in my mind. The Royals trade deadline moves aim to balance winning now and building for the future, which is what a team like that is always trying to do.
Yeah, they gave him a C plus. I don't see a C plus here. I'll give him a C minus. Um, yeah, but they're all at least they didn't sell off. Um, so they're still they kept their team together because they are only 3 games out of a playoff spot. So I like that. I like that they didn't just sell. So good on them for that. But other than that, yeah, the moves don't do much for me. So yeah, the fact that they didn't sell gives me the C minus grade.
Yeah, I'll roll with that. Yeah, I'm good with that. I mean, it just very, lower to mid market type of team trade deadline.
Yep. Um, On to the Angels. I don't know. They're another puzzling team.
Yeah, really puzzling.
Another team that didn't really bail out, even though they're not really getting. I guess they're 4 games out of the playoff spot, but still. And they, but they didn't add. They didn't sell off much, but they didn't add. They added Luis Garcia, Andrew Chafin, and the Yankees infielder Oswaldo Peraza, who they traded for just international bonus pool money. That's all they got for him.
Yeah, it's
He's batting
nothing.
one. He can't hit. He's batting 140.
Yeah, I don't understand what they were doing at all. At all. It doesn't make sense. There's nothing that they did that was going to help their team at all.
Right, and they didn't sell really, so they're not bailing on the team, which I guess is good. Which is again similar to Kansas City. So since I gave Kansas City a C minus for that, I'll give the Angels a C minus for that. They got CBS gave them a C, a little too high for me, but I'll give them the C minus for not bailing since they're only 4 games out.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. And the same theme as it's been for what 12 years now is the wasting of Mike Trout's career.
Yep, and now we're getting towards the end of it, and he's still not moving, and it's
Yeah,
ridiculous. He's going to go somewhere when he's like 38, 39, and like, a platoon bench player.
yeah. It's just it's just a crying shame, and yeah, this was nothing. This trade deadline was nothing. I have no I give him a D. I think it's just kind of pathetic what they did.
All right. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Speaking of a D, Minnesota Twins got a B. Um, they kept Joe Ryan.
Yeah, that
Why
was
would you
weird.
keep Joe Ryan if you are basically just take just anything of any value that you have on your squad, you trade it away, and they keep Joe Ryan because I bet you any amount of money they wanted a haul.
Yeah, man. I mean, they traded so many people, and listen, they. I will say we didn't really talk about this when we talked about the Duran trade. I should have mentioned it then. I'll mention it now. They got a decent return from the Phillies. They got the Phillies number 6 and number 4 or 5 prospect, depending who you ask. Mick Abel, their first round draft pick from a couple years ago, who's hasn't honestly been great in the minors. He had a cup of coffee in the majors and has an ERA over 5, but he only had a couple starts, so it's nothing to you can hang your hat on yet. But and then they got an 18-year-old catcher named Eduardo Tate, who, if you look at the past success of teenage catchers coming up through the minors, it's like 1 in 20 succeed that are highly thought of prospects like Tate. So it's a big gamble, but they did get 2 top 10 prospects from the Phils, so I can't argue with that. But the rest of it, they basically paid the Astros to take Correa off their hands.
Right, and then they traded Griffin Jacks, Luis Varland, who's not bad, Brock Stewart, Danny Colomb, Harrison Bader. Of course, we already talked about Willie Castro. We also already talked about and Ty France, all removed. They gutted the team, but they leave Joe Ryan there to rot with the rest of with what's left.
Which is the one guy other than Duran that would have brought you back multiple top 10 prospects and even way more than Duran did.
Yeah, because starters are always going to get more. But wow.
It
So
does.
yeah, so the Twins just they basically they're only 5.5 games out, but they're giving up. They are gutting and restarting.
And doing it without getting a massive haul. So yeah, it's just a weird trade deadline. Very the Twins team that looked like it was going to be pretty good a couple of years ago just goes out with a whimper.
Yep, they gave him a D, and I agree.
Yeah, I have no problem with that at all. I might give him a D plus because of the two Phillies prospects, but that's as high as I can go.
Yep. All right, on to my Yankees.
Here we go.
All right, Austin Slater for depth in the outfield. I like it. Ahmed Rosario for depth on the infield. I like it, especially for Volpe. Jose Caballero leads the National League in steals, or the American League in steals. I'm sorry, it leads the American League in steals with 44,
Yeah,
and I love that move. And he might actually be the guy who would replace Volpe if need be. Rosario plays all over. Caballero actually does as well. And then, of course, we already talked about Ryan McMahon. I love that move. And then let's go and add Bednar, Duvall, and Jake Bird for what I say is the best bullpen in baseball now. And I don't think it's particularly close. You put him with Luke Weaver, you put him with Devin Williams, and a returning Fernando Cruz, who was an absolute flamethrower, who's about to come back. And I love that bullpen now. In the playoffs, you can go 5 innings, and we can put in basically four closers the last 4 innings. Yeah, I love this deadline. They're crazy giving them a B plus. I think this is an A or A plus. I love it. They fill every hole. They've got solid veteran backups. There's nothing that they needed to do that they didn't do other than maybe a starting pitcher, but nobody got a starting pitcher. So I'm not too upset about that. And now they've got this bullpen that should be on paper, able to carry them through the rest of the way.
yeah. No, listen. I don't know if I'm quite as high on it, but I am high on it. I thought it was very good. I will say the one team that has a better bullpen than the Yankees for me is San Diego. And they added They had the best ERA of every bullpen in baseball going into the trade deadline, and added Mason Miller. So I'll give them a little bit of a nod over the Yankees, but it's an incredible bullpen, no doubt. So yeah, I don't have any problem with what they did at all.
Their
They're
bullpen was like 25th or 26th in ERA coming in.
say that again.
The Yankees bullpen was 25th or 26th in ERA coming in.
That's terrible. What do you mean? What case do
Yeah,
you mean?
that's bad. That's bad. That's what I
Oh,
mean.
okay.
That's really bad. Other than Williams, Williams because he was so bad early in the year it didn't help. And then Weaver, when he came back from the injury, wasn't what he normally was. Weaver was, and but like all the guys that really contributed to that are gone. Ian Hamilton, um, Brubaker, all these guys ERAs in the fours and fives, they're all gone, or at the very least, their role is significantly reduced. They're not going to be used in any high leverage situations anymore. And I love the fact that Cruz is coming back. I think he could be actually, even if Bednar's on the team next year, Cruz might actually be the closer in my opinion. He's got that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I love the Bednar and Duvall ads, and Jake Bird's an interesting guy. If they can get him right,
Yep.
there's some serious skill there. So
Yep.
yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting. I think they did made some solid ads for sure. Um, yeah,
I think
I
Slater will be the odd man out when Judge comes back. I think he's got options. He might just get sent down.
Right on. That makes sense. That definitely makes sense.
But
Do we have
Caballero
a
for
timeline on Judge at this point, or is that still to be determined?
apparently Monday or Tuesday.
Okay. Okay.
That's when the 10 days are up, and he can apparently swing with it. I don't know what the hell they're going to do though, because he can swing with it, but he can't throw in the outfield, which means he can only bat, which means he's a DH. So what do you do with Stanton, who is actually scorching right now, on fire, partially carrying the team with him and Bellinger right now, but he is on fire, and I don't know what you're going to do with him because he can't play the field. I mean, he is so
No.
slow, he's so stiff.
Oh,
Uh, you're just
it's a
asking for
miracle he
trouble.
hasn't gotten hurt in the last month anyway. If you put him out in the field, he's going to be out for a year and a half.
What do? You can't not bat Judge.
I know, man. That's wild. I mean, phew. Yeah, you got to bet Judge. I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do. That's going to be interesting to see. I mean, do we have any idea how long it's going to be until Judge can play the field? Do they have any kind of idea there?
They think it might be a few weeks.
Okay, so wow, man, what do you do?
They're talking about playing Stanton in the outfield and
Ooh,
giving Judge some more days off
man, that's wild.
rather than because coming into this injury, he had 1 day off all year.
Which is,
So
and that's
yeah,
incredible on his part. But man, yeah, wow, it's going to be fascinating to see how they balance that while he can't play the field.
yeah, it will be. But that, like I said, Slater will probably be the odd man out. They already designated two of their bad relievers for assignment, DFA'd them both, and another one, Scott Efros, who used to be good, has been terrible.
Mm.
He's gone. So they got a lot of the muck that has been really holding them back from out of the bullpen is gone.
Yeah, I love that. Absolutely love that. And two guys that have been proven good guys, and another guy with some high upside with Jake Bird. So that's going to be really good for them. Huge.
Yeah, I'm on another site, and they gave him an A as well.
Yeah, I'm fine with an A. Absolutely.
Yeah, yep. The only hurt was their catching that they traded two minor league catchers in in the Bednar deal. But other than that, they didn't really trade anybody. I think that one of those catchers is their number 8 prospect or whatever. But that's the highest. That's the highest guy they dealt in all these deals was their number 8 prospect.
Yeah, that's impressive. You know what I mean? I mean, they didn't get any A plus like position players. McMahon's
So
the most proven guy. But they got guys that are going to help them. So
yeah, well, they lead the American League in the runs scored.
yeah.
So
So if you add the kind of things they added with only giving up at most your number 8 guy, I think that's a great job.
and Rosario plays everywhere and is just what we talked about before, a nice veteran backup for that can fill a lot of positions if need be.
He's been solid for a long time. Absolutely.
Yep, and Caballero leads the friggin' league in stolen bases, so put him in.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I will
Pinch run.
say, as much as I like that, he does come with an OPS of 638, so he's not
Oh yeah,
exactly an offensive force.
no. I just said pinch runner,
Yeah. Oh,
pinch
perfect,
run.
perfect.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
Stanton walks or gets a hit late in the game. Pinch run, Caballero.
And by the way, while we're talking steals, and let me just pull up the stats real quick. I meant to talk about this with the Reds. Can we talk about how? And listen, Terry Francona is a very good manager, but can we talk about how he has killed Ellie De La Cruz's steals?
Yeah, Ellie Cruz. What has he got? Like 20 something?
29, and we are well over the halfway point here. So he is on pace for less than 50 steals, and we were talking about 100, him being the first 100 guy in a long time. And I forgot that Terry doesn't like people running, and so that is the end of Ellie being a major steal force as long as Terry's the manager, and he's going to be there for a while, I'm sure, and he's as he should be. He's a good manager, but forget Ellie as a stealer.
Yep. Yeah, this guy Caballero's got 44.
I see 34. Am I seeing it wrong?
Let me see. Maybe did
I
I
mean,
not
both are
put?
great both are wonderful numbers. I don't mean to diminish it, but I'm seeing a different number.
Let me see. I thought it was 44. I could be wrong. That's
Who's
in
the?
turn.
I have him at 34 on Baseball Reference, but still, it's an
Oh,
awesome number. I'm with you.
all right.
44 was last year.
Oh, maybe that was, yeah. That could have been what I looked at. Yeah, he's got 34. That's right. I was looking at how many he had last year, and he had
Right.
44.
All good,
And
but
that's
he's
about
on
what he's
pace. He's
done.
on pace for way more than that this year. So he's a serious threat.
Yeah, he's got no pop at all. He's got two homers. but
Yeah, yeah. But I love
but
you. You and me both appreciate a speed guy, so I love a guy like that on your team, man. I really do.
I love, especially like late in like a playoff game, and you just pinch run him. And then now the pitcher's really got to be concerned about him.
Darn right. No, I love it.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of that kind of guy, man. And he plays, every infield position except, first base, which anybody can play first base. So I love that kind of guy. So I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yep. Yep. All right. So that's the Yanks. And we're going to go with the Mariners now, who also got an A, adding Eugenio Suarez and Josh Naylor. Um, yeah, they're going for it for sure. They also added Caleb Ferguson, who's okay. They didn't add anybody else in the bullpen, which I think it was a need for them. Uh, but you love the Suarez move. Naylor's an asshole, but he's good. And yeah,
Yeah, man. No, I'm with you. They seriously improved their offense. They really did. They didn't do enough in the pitching to make people ecstatic by any means. Not even like thrilled. But Naylor and Suarez. I mean, you get a full season out of those guys. You're getting 200 RBIs. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's
So,
two All Stars.
yep, absolutely, man. So I couldn't believe. The talk is that the Suarez haul was underwhelming at best for the Diamondbacks, and I am surprised they weren't able to get more.
Yeah, they should have.
Naylor, very surprising to me because Suarez is just having a monster season. He's been a consistent power hitter for years. So we'll see. Maybe it turns into something that people aren't expecting right now, but the basic talk is very underwhelming haul for him. So but good on the Mariners, man. They didn't give up a ton, and they got the biggest bat available at the trade deadline, and another good bat in Naylor. So yeah, they significantly improved their offense, and we'll see where that puts them in the West at the end of the year. But I think they did a really good job.
Yeah, I would say they are now, they are legitimate contenders, absolute contenders.
I agree. What I'm hoping is that them and the Rangers can overtake the Astros by the end of the season. That would be awesome. And
Yeah, yep,
I think there's
um,
a legit possibility for the Mariners for sure, if not the Rangers. We'll see.
yep. And then the National League, the Padres, they were already contenders, but they just solidified it even more.
Yeah, they had a massive deadline, and
Yeah, they're
the
gonna, they're
Dodgers
gonna,
did almost nothing. So
yeah, they're gonna be a problem.
yeah, I completely agree. Completely agree. Yeah, that's going to be a fun one to watch. I think there's a real good chance that both Wests get flip flopped before the end of this season in the standings.
Yep. All right, let's move on to Tampa Bay. The Rays got an A minus after trading Caballero to the Yankees. Um, there's still 4 games out of the playoffs, but they didn't really bail like they normally do.
Right,
They
which was
added,
surprising.
yeah, they added Adrian Hauser. Although I'm not a big fan of his, apparently he's looking good this year.
Well, he's having a hell of a year, and I haven't been a big fan of his either. But his ERA is like 2.01 or something crazy.
Yeah, and they added Griffin Jacks for the bullpen, who's been good this year as well.
Absolutely.
But that's really it.
They also
Trading,
traded Zach Littell, who's
right?
so it's like that's a swap with him and Hauser. You know what I mean? I don't really understand the A minus.
Me neither. It seems to me a little more like a B minus.
Yeah, I'm with that. I'm trying to see if I'm missing something. Uh,
I don't see anything.
no, I mean,
The Caballero deal didn't really do anything. They just got minor leaguers for him.
yeah, it's a bit missed. So here's their additions, and some of these names I honestly don't even know. You mentioned Griffin Jacks, Adrian Hauser, who to me is a swap with Littell at best. I mean, their careers, Littell's been better. This year Hauser's better, but for their careers, Littell's been better. They got a catcher named Hunter Fiducia, another catcher named Nick Fortes.
That's from the Yankees.
Okay. Evan Pereira, an outfielder from
Oh
the
wait,
Yankees
no, I'm
also.
sorry. Alvin Pereira is the Yankees. The Flores is not from the Yankees. I don't
Oh,
think.
he's from the Marlins, I just saw. Okay.
Yeah, but
Um,
Pereira from the Yankees.
they got a relief pitcher named Brian Van Bell, and a infielder named Yoder Arenamo. And so I mean, it's a lot of no name guys that beyond Jackson Hauser that I don't know enough about, honestly. So that's a but they didn't give up a ton for the guys they got, so I don't know what to make of any of them. I got to look up this Yadher Arenamo guy because that's who they traded Danny Jansen for. Well, if I can't spell his name. Holy moly, Ja Jodher Jod. Okay, here's what I know about Jodher. Yadder Arenamo is he doesn't even have a baseball reference page.
Oh wow.
So some of these moves were for to get minor league prospects back. So they did one of those typical Rays things. They probably got a couple prospects that we'll be hearing about in a couple years because that's what the Rays do. But for this year, I can't give them any more than a B personally.
Yeah, I'll say that as well. A B.
Right on,
I don't know
right
how
on.
it said it's a sneaky late deadline winner. A minus. No, I don't. I disagree.
Yeah, no, I don't agree. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yep. The Texas Rangers is our next. We're almost done here. Uh, Added Merrill Kelly to that rotation.
I
They
like
added
that.
Phil Maton and Danny Colomb in the bullpen. Also solid moves. And the reason why they got a B and not an A, according to CBS, is because they needed to fill their DH spot and they did not do it. Um, but other than that, they had some nice additions. They gave them a B. I kind of agree, and I like where Texas is going. It looks like they're trying to get that mojo back that they had a couple years ago. And I got no problem with Texas. I know good on them.
I thought it was a pretty good. I mean, I get where they're coming from. Their offense hasn't been outstanding this year by any means, but they made some really solid additions. Man, Merrill Kelly's having one of his better years, and he's been solid in his career. Matan and Colombe have been awesome. I mean, Colombe, who honestly I wasn't that familiar with, I have to admit, is a lefty who has a 1.16 ERA and a .96 WHIP this year.
Yeah, Texas is only one game out of a playoff spot.
Yeah, and they were. I mean, they looked like one of the more disappointing teams about a month ago, and they've been on fire. So
Yep.
yeah, watch out, watch out. So I mean, they really improved their pitching staff overall with this trade deadline. So I like. I'll give them a B plus.
Nice. You know what? I can agree with that. I'll give them a B plus as well.
Right on, right on.
Yeah, and I like everything that's going on with them.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, geez, sorry.
No
All right.
worries. One more team, huh?
One more team, the Toronto Blue Jays, who, of course, the surging Blue Jays. They won all those games in a row, but now they've actually lost a few in a row, and they're coming back to earth a little bit, which is good for the Yankees. Obviously, trying to
No
chase
doubt.
them down. Um, they added Shane Bieber. I don't know what they're going to get out of him.
I mean, who knows, man? Who knows?
He's still working his way back from Tommy John. Like I don't. When guys first come back from Tommy John, you need some time to get back to the way you were. They don't have that kind of time with him,
And
so I
I'm with
really
you.
don't get it.
I'm with you 100%. And it's not like, he was coming off a great season anyway. I mean, Bieber's a fascinating guy. I mean, he had that just insane Cy Young year in 2020 in the broken up COVID season. He had that 1.63 ERA, and then he had two other very good seasons, but injured. Like, he was injured the next year. Had a very good season in 2022. Not so good season in 2023 for him, 3.8 ERA, and then has been missed most of the last season and a half. So I don't know, man. It would be very surprising if they get much of a real help from him. You never know, but boy, it's asking a lot.
Yeah. What's his contract
I
status?
was
Did they
just
get him
thinking the
for
same thing, man. Let's
next
let's
year?
find that.
Where I think he'd be more of an impact.
If they don't, yeah, if yeah, let's find out.
If it's a rental, that doesn't make any sense to me.
I was just going to say the same thing. 1 year contract with option for 26.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a
Who's
team or a
option?
play.
Club or his?
Let's see here. Oh, it's a
Is it a,
player option, which,
oh,
you
that
know,
means he's going to walk.
exactly.
So what the hell are they doing?
That's
I don't like.
weird, man.
The CBS loves this move. I don't like this move at all.
Yeah, you're. I mean, I don't even know. I want to find out the latest update. I don't even know if where he's at. Is he throwing? Is he long tossing? Is he
I tell you
pitching
what,
in the minors?
even if he's pitching in the minors about to come back, you're going to have him for a month and a half. And coming back from Tommy John, you got to manage these guys. You really got to bring him in slowly. By the time he's up and running, ready to go, it might not even be the rest of this year. He might not be ready to really go and be Shane Bieber till next year anyway. And that's if he's starting, right now. And he's probably not. He's probably not even in the minors on rehab.
He is. And he's looking good apparently. So that's at
Uh,
least something. That
okay.
probably impacted the trade. But again, I'm with you. And by the way, he's looking good after suffering a brief setback in June.
Yeah.
So he's already had the typical coming back off a Tommy John type setback. So I'm with you, man. If they get anything resembling the Shane Bieber anybody would want, I'd be very surprised. It's a huge gamble. Huge gamble.
Well,
Yeah,
so what do you think?
I can't give them. I mean, I'm not even. I'm in like the C range for them. What else do they do? Do they even do anything else? They're not listing
Yeah.
anything on CBS. I have to find it.
It says dump depth moves. That's it.
Okay, Blue Jays strengthen roster with active trade deadline. Somebody says here. Let's see what that actually means. That might be. Oh, that's right. They got Sir Anthony Dominguez, who's a fascinating bullpen. I know him from the Phils. Talk about, and he's kind of like that guy you guys got from the Rockies, where tantalizing. He's proved more than that guy, but he is way up and down. Let me see how he's pitching this year because this guy can strike people out like nobody's business. But yeah, okay. Very Sir Anthony Dominguez. I mean, 3.09 ERA, but almost a 1.3 WHIP, 58 strikeouts in 43 innings. He's
Well,
an interesting guy. I mean, he's a good pitcher, but he's
he's having a good year.
what'd you say? I
And
missed that, Craig.
he's having a good year.
Yes, yes. So that's a nice ad.
But the
Um,
thing is, it was the best part of baseball trade deadline. He got traded in the middle of a doubleheader and switched to the other dugout.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. That's right. That's right. I think his quote was, "So I won today, I guess." Oh,
And Jose Caballero got traded to the Yankees while they were playing them as well
that's priceless, man. That's a
in
trip
the middle of a rain delay.
that doesn't happen very often, but it's priceless when it does. So yeah, that
What's
yeah
crazy
the
is
Blue Jays.
Dominguez was in the other dugout, got traded to the Blue Jays, and pitched for the Blue Jays in the second game.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, I can't imagine that's happened very often. That's awesome. That is awesome. I love it. Oh yeah, so they did more than just the Bieber thing. So I'll give them like a C plus B minus because they did do some things that'll help. But the Bieber thing, I'm not giving them much credit for at all. Like you,
Yeah, I go B minus as well. Um, but yeah, not a B plus they were given here.
no, no, yeah,
But that's
fascinating
gonna be it.
deadline,
That's
man.
it. Yes, very fascinating.
Absolutely fascinating deadline. And hey, I have one last thing I want to throw at you in case you didn't hear this. Did you hear about the best nickname in a long time in Major League Baseball has to be Cal Riley's Big
The
Dumper.
big dumper. Yeah. Yep.
Did you hear about the endorsement deal he signed?
Oh no.
Oh, this is
No.
the this is the best thing ever, Craig. He signed a deal with a company called Honey Bucket, which I was like, "What's that?" Well, guess what it is? It's a porta potty company. The Big Dumper signed a deal with a porta potty company. You can't beat that.
Oh my god. That is fantastic.
That's one of the greatest things I've ever heard. I love it. I couldn't wait to tell you that one.
The only thing that would have been better would have been like a toilet paper company,
Yeah, totally, man. Totally.
like Charmin.
Yeah, totally. Or like hemorrhoid cream, maybe.
That is fantastic. Well,
Gotta love it.
I know you got to roll. We got
Yeah,
to get
man.
out of here in time, so that's good.
Perfect.
And
Perfect.
we went over everything, and I think we did a good job. We got to every single team, the outlook, and the grades for the trade deadline, and it is going to be a very fascinating end of the season. Last month and a half here is going to be great.
Absolutely, man. I can't wait. You're both of our teams, Yanks and Phils, are in the thick of it, man. And um I just can't wait to see how it pans out for them, for the NL West, the AL West, the Central in the National League. I mean, there's just fun races all the way around.
Yep, totally agree. It's gonna be a blast. We'll definitely touch on it, and getting into a little bit of a football mode as well. So we're gonna have to start thinking about doing some football podcasts as we get ready for the season. The first game was actually last night, the Hall of Fame game.
And Trey Lance looked like a Hall of Famer.
Yep, that's what he does in the preseason. Okay.
Preseason hero. My man. Oh, I love it. I'm looking forward to football, and thanks again. This was awesome.
All right. Thanks a lot, Al. Thank you guys for joining us. And until next time, I will see you later.